Vanakkam and welcome back to yet another episode on Little's Law YouTube channel. So in this interview question video, we will see this question here. So what elements should be included when developing a test plan? So why is this question asked? So this question is asked to evaluate your knowledge of the essential elements required to conduct structured and organized performance testing. So a well-crafted test plan is a crucial for successful testing process as it outlines the objectives, the methodologies, the resources and schedules involved. So this question also gauges the candidate's ability to articulate and prioritize the critical aspects of a test plan, reflecting their expertise in performance testing practices. Additionally, it provides insights into their proficiency in planning, documentation, and communication within a testing environment. So now we will move on to the answer. So here I have list down all these components which has to be part of your test plan. So first thing is the objectives and scope definition. So start by clearly defining the objectives of the performance testing effort. What do we aim to achieve with this testing, and what are the primary goals and scope of the performance test. So this sets the foundation for the entire plan. And next is the test strategy and approach. So outline the overall approach you will take for conducting performance tests. So this should include considerations such as the types of performance test, which is the load, the stress, the scalability, and the testing environment, and explain how you will simulate real world scenarios. And the third one is the roles and responsibilities. So specify the roles of team members involved in the testing process, and this includes the performance testers, the developers, system administrators, and other stakeholders, and clarify their responsibilities and interactions during testing. And next comes the test environment setup. So describe the details of the test environment, including hardware, software, network configurations, and any third-party tools or monitoring systems, and ensure that the test environment mirrors the production environment as closely as possible. And next, the fifth one is the test data management. So discuss how you will manage test data, identify the data resources, the data generation methods, and data anonymization or obfuscation techniques if required. So data integrity and confidentiality are critical considerations. And next is the performance metrics and KPIs. So define the key performance indicators and metrics you will measure during testing, and this can include response times, throughput, error rates, resource utilization, and more. Be specific about acceptable thresholds for each metric. And next is the test scenarios and workloads. We have to detail the test scenarios that we will execute, including user workflows, transaction volumes, and concurrency levels, and explain how these scenarios relate to real world usage and business requirements. And next comes the test scripts and tools. So we have to specify the tools and scripts that we will use to create and execute performance tests, and this could involve mentioning tools like JMeter, Load Runner, or custom scripts. And we have to describe how scripts will be developed, maintained, and versioned. And next comes the test execution plan. So we have to provide a schedule for when performance tests will be conducted, and we have to outline the sequence of tests, which is the baseline, the stress, the peak load, and any dependencies between them. And we have to allocate time for test iterations and analysis. And next comes the risks and contingency plan. So we have to identify for any potential risks that could impact the testing process and the project's timeline, and we have to explain the mitigation and contingency plans in place to address these risks. And next comes the monitoring and analysis. So we have to describe the monitoring tools and techniques we will employ to capture real-time performance data during test execution, and we have to discuss how we will analyze the results and identify the performance bottlenecks or issues. And next comes the reporting and communication. So we have to define how test results will be documented and reported to stakeholders, and we have to specify the format and frequency of reports and indicate the key performance findings and recommendations. Next comes the exit criteria and sign off. So we have to outline the conditions that must be met for performance testing phase to conclude successfully, and this might include achieving predefined performance targets, ensuring system stability, and obtaining stakeholder approval. And next comes the change control and versioning, where we have to explain how changes to test plan or test scenarios will be managed and versioned, and we have to highlight the importance of maintaining the plan's integrity throughout the testing process. And finally, the review and approval process. So we have to clarify how the test plan will be reviewed and approved by relevant stakeholders, where we have to ensure the alignment with project goals and requirements. So by including all these elements in our test plan, we will create a comprehensive document that guides the entire performance testing process by minimizing the risks and ensure that the performance of the system under test is thoroughly evaluated. So I wish you all the very best, and we will meet in another interesting video. Until then, it's bye bye from Vasan Shanmugam and Little's Law.